Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Here's what's on the bench today. It's a Cort, and this is a CL1500, and I think this is a full hollow body electric guitar. And I can see we got the F-holes here, and I don't know if there's a center block. I don't think there is. I think it's fully hollow. Let's get started. Let's shine this thing up, put new strings on it, set the action, see what else we can find that needs fixed up. And here we go. Let's get started. Yeah, so it's a Cort, the Cort factory. CL1500, I think that's what that says right there. And it's got the fretboard that kind of looks like those Schecter C1 classics, right? And you've got gold pickups. Now I've noticed that this pickup is bouncing around in here, so we'll have to address that. And we got our three-way switch down here. Nice maple cap. And again, I think it's fully hollow. We can't really see in there. I bet I could shine a light. That's what I'm going to do. Let me get my phone and shine a light in there, and we'll see if we can see the light. Alright, let me just shine my light in there and see if we can see it all. How deep that goes. Where's the light at? Again, I think it's completely hollow inside there. Little scratchiness in the volume. Not bad. Here's our tone control. Little scratchy there. Three-way switch is working. So that's always a bonus when the electronics are working, because it's tough to get in here and swap these parts out and stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll pull the strings off of it. Yeah, the fingerboard to me sort of looks like one of those Schecter, what is it, the C1 Classic? And Cort, or the Cort factories, they're all throughout China, Indonesia, South Korea. They might even have Cort factories in Vietnam, but I'm not sure about that one. Leave me some comments. But Cort makes those all those PRS SEs. The Cort factory makes all that. It's Cort. So there's a lot of Corts floating around in the world, but people don't realize that it's a Cort because they make guitars for a lot of brands. Back in the 90s, they made a lot of stuff for Squier. All those Indonesian Squiers, those were coming out of the Cort factory. And a lot of those Epiphones for a long time. Cort made a lot of Epiphone stuff. And I've had a couple of Corts, and they're kind of hard to sell. It needs that one special guy to want to buy a Cort. Here's what our bridge is looking like. And she's dirty, but it looks like the saddles are in good position where it looks like it's been set up nicely. But this is what we got to look at right here. The pickup is falling out of there. So let's see if we can fix this. Somebody tried to lower this pickup, and they loosened these so much that the pickup just dropped down in there. But this is kind of a fun guitar because it being a full hollow body. You could probably set and strum this thing without plugging it in, and it probably sounds pretty good without it even being plugged in. Okay, so we have one spring there that is completely out. We have one that's stuck down here. So I think what we need to do is just loosen that, put the spring back in, and then tighten it back up. Okay. So it's the worst. It's the worst. It's the first week of 2024, and I hope you guys all had a good New Year's Eve and everybody was safe. I spent my New Year's Eve in West Hollywood at the Whiskey A Go Go. Oh, let me get my phone. Okay, we're going to just shine it up a little bit for a little while. Yeah, but like I was saying before my phone rang, spent the weekend in LA. We were one of the opening bands at the Whiskey A Go Go. And we opened for LA Guns. And we had like the 9 o'clock time slot. But it was still a good crowd and it was still packed full of people. But yeah, we had a good time. And it's nothing really, you know, you get to play at the Whiskey. And it's one of those bucket list kind of gigs because you can just say that you got to play at the Whiskey. But it's really just a pay-to-play kind of bar for all the opening bands, you know. And so it's nothing really to brag about because you can go in there and play. If you're willing to pay the money to pay, you know, to play there, then it's not like they audition you or anything like that. Any band can go play at the Whiskey. You just got to buy your time slot. But they give you tickets. So if you're in the LA area and you can sell tickets to come and see your show, then it's pretty cool. It actually is kind of easy to sell tickets when you're in LA. If you have friends in LA or relatives or anything, it's kind of easy to sell tickets to the Whiskey because people love going there. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun to play there. And the audience treats you great. And the 1987 has never left the Whiskey A Go Go. So if you're a fan of the 80s music, you know, the Sunset Strip 80s hair metal scene, sorta, or the 80s punk rock, you know, the glam kind of rock scene. A lot of those style of bands are still out and playing. So it was a good time. I spent the whole weekend out there. Faster Pussycat was the headliner on Saturday. And LA Guns was on New Year's Eve. And so it was kind of a fun show. But then sometimes you always kind of, every time I go there, a lot of times I just have that uneasy kind of queasy feeling about the music scene and, you know, in the old 80s music scene. And the sense of entitlement that some of those musicians have. And, yeah, it was part of it. You sort of had to boost your own ego to be in an 80s hair metal band, right? And you can still see that in some of those guys. I did do a YouTube short. You can see on my video of Tracy Guns. Tracy Guns walked onto the stage at the Whiskey about 5 minutes before the rest of his band came out onto the stage. And he sat there and he played along with the house music that was playing through the PA system, and in you know, the house music they were playing. And there was an Aussie song playing, and he started playing along with Aussie. So I think Tracy Guns is a really a real big Randy Rhoads fan. I think he really loves Randy Rhoads, and plays pretty damn good. So yeah, that was my weekend. The bar was so crowded though when LA Guns went on. I didn't really have a good seat. So I kind of just floated around the whole bar. And you know, I always try to, everybody has their phone out and everybody's getting video, but I didn't really even have a good place to stand to get good video. And so anyhow, that's what I did over the weekend. This thing's looking good. Let's shine these frets up a little bit. Got some 1000 grit sandpaper and the fretboard guard, and I'm just kind of hitting each one. Okay. And if I look at these first 4 frets right here in the cowboy chords, I see hardly any fret wear, so this guitar was not played very much. So another thing that we're doing down here is I'm trying to put a track together so that I can do a shred collaboration. So I've got a guy working on a A minor backing track, and I'm going to eventually here sometime this month I'm going to do a shred collab, so you guys will be able to get the track. Just hit a link in the video, you'll get the track. You can record yourself playing to the track and shredding, and then you email it back to me, and we're going to put a whole shred video together, and I'm gonna play on it. I'm not much of a shredder. Honestly, I don't shred at all, and my phone is just ringing off the hook today. Alright, just cleaning off the last of this F1 oil on here. Alright, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the back of the guitar. Do I need to buff that or anything? No, I'm going to leave that just like that. I think it looks pretty good. Spray a little of this Gibson polish on there. On these used guitars, I mean, honestly, half of my job is to just shine them up. And a lot of people come into my store and they're shocked when they discover that I don't have any new inventory in the store. Everything I have is a used guitar that I spend a lot of time and effort shining these things up. And I honestly, I enjoy doing this. It doesn't really bother me. It's not like cleaning your house, you know, where it just seems like work. I actually enjoy doing this. And when I have the camera rolling, you know, it kind of gives me somebody to talk to and all that kind of stuff. So, really cool. Okay, let's get some strings. And let's string this thing up. Oh, what is going on here? That's doing the same thing. All right, let's look at this one and see what's going on in there. Yeah, this guitar being hollow like that, it's pretty light. I'm going to say it's in the 6-pound neighborhood. Nice top on here. Not sure if that's a veneer on top of a piece of maple or if that's actually the whole cap. Alright, let's see what ended up here. Okay, well the screws are through it and the springs are stuck. Oh, here's how we can see if there's a block through it. Okay, I see the tenon from the neck comes to about right here. And then back in here, yep, this is all hollow. See that? So, kind of cool. Okay, let me get these springs out of here and we'll do this. So I guess what happened is somebody lowered these pickups a little bit too low and they fell off of here, and then the springs just being magnetic like that just stuck to the magnet of the actual pickup. So let's put it in that way. Today's string choice. Okay, here's what's going on this one. SIT strings. Power wound nickel. 9 through 42s. You could almost put like flat wounds on this thing. It's kind of a jazz box kind of a guitar. SIT strings. Out of Akron, Ohio. Let's see what's going on here. There we go. Just through the back. Quick and easy. Okay, so I'm on Reverb and I'm looking these things up, and the only thing that I see is one from 8 years ago, and it sold for 450 bucks and it looks similar, but yeah, that's the only one that's been on Reverb, so it's kind of rare. So that's probably when I'm going to price it somewhere around the $400 neighborhood. Okay, let's put a tuner on this thing and let's tune this thing up. This thing's turning out really good. There's a guy in the store playing really loud right now. Or you'd be able to hear this thing ring out. Hold on. Alright guys, I have it plugged into one of these Boss Katana amps. Really low string action. height is really high, and both of these pickups, somebody had tried to lower them as much as they could go down, and the springs actually fell out of both pickups. So it kind of needs smaller pickup rings so that these pickups could be installed a little bit lower. They do have a rounded edge, so you need like some Gibson pickup rings that are rounded. I think that's the one improvement, or the one sort of manufacturing flaw that they have, are the pickups are super high, but you can't really lower them anymore. But it's really lightweight, and it's in really great condition as far as, you know, there's some little minor scratches and stuff, but nothing nothing horrible. I mean, whoever owned this took really good care of it. Made in Korea. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching.